lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking.
Shut up, fool. There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
You can't handle the truth.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You lose. Good day, sir.
And welcome, everybody. It's Tuesday morning, September 23rd. How y'all doing today? Hope you're having a great start to your morning. Appreciate everybody being here. We got a banger of a show today for you. And by the way, the only live, interactive morning show in the area, period. That's right. The only interactive show where you can come on, leave your comments. We'll read them live on air. We'll have the discussion live on air. It's right here at Undefined Voices on Undefined Radio. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, whether you're listening on the free Undefined Radio app or whether you're listening to us and watching us on Facebook or on our YouTube After Dark channel. Either way, appreciate you guys tuning in, coming and supporting the channel. It's been a big help, and our numbers are already growing. The participation has been great. I keep getting messages during the day about the show, and I absolutely love it. So keep them coming. Things that you want to talk about, we're here to talk about. That's how this works. And I was asked, if I went and formatted out my show. No, I do not. And I realize that goes against everything you should probably do when it comes to radio. But I've always loved the off-the-cuff conversations, the off-the-cuff thought process. I think that's where I'm the best at. I mean, I could go down a list and talk about it, but then it seems like I'm having to force a conversation. And I don't like my conversations to be forced. Now, does that lead to me rambling sometimes and saying stuff that might otherwise be better left unsaid? Absolutely. But I don't care. I do not apologize for it. There are no apologies here. All right? Well, there may be a couple here and there, depending on just how bad the error is, but we try not to do that. What we try to do is have an informative, fun conversation to start your day off right with and talk about the things that interest you. All right? Talk about the things that interest me. Talk about what's going on here in our national conversation, but more importantly for me, in our communities. All right, your community. That's where this radio station was built, as a community radio station. That's what we're getting back to, our absolute roots of Undefined Radio. And nothing says that more than we got Baseball Civitan Radio Day coming up soon. It is going to be great. So Mark says, as you're speaking, telecom threat has been taken down near UM. So I saw that headline right before I came on air. Right, they're out there. I think the Secret Service was involved in help making this happen. There was a telecom threat that threatened to shut down the UN and all that was going on this morning. And they were all over it. They were all over that, which should inspire some kind of hope in you that, that these agencies are actually on the job and doing their jobs and doing what they're supposed to do. So that's actually really cool. Thanks for bringing that up, Mark. We were going to talk about that in the news later, but I mean, that's certainly something that's going on, and it's happening right now as we're talking. I'll tell you what, let's go and I'll pull it up. I had it pulled up earlier because it was a big deal. So, and we'll just go through this step by step. So there's 150 leaders they come into Manhattan, right? That's where they have the UN General Assembly at. And so, and there's a UN headquarters there in New York. It's been there forever. And Secret Service was going through this hidden telecom network that's across New York area that could have crippled the cell towers, jammed the 911 calls, flooded networks with chaos. It was so vulnerable. And it is wild what they did here. I mean, this was an actual threat to the communication systems. And that's when you do something like that, these people don't think about what it does to our 911 services or 911 services. And or maybe they do think about that. And that's the whole point, is they just don't care about anybody else but themselves. That's what it seems mostly like to me. They don't care about anybody else but themselves. And that's what we're up against. Those are the threats we're up against in this country right now. Psychotic people doing psychotic things. That always seems to be the case. Psychotic people doing psychotic things. Running around here thinking they're the only ones that live and breathe in this country. And the heck with the rest of us. I love seeing it. I love seeing them getting taken down. Then I love seeing them whine about it afterwards. Right? Like they're somehow the victim. Like those pathetic people are somehow the victim. And they're not. They're not the victim. So good on the Secret Service for handling that. That's awesome. That is awesome. And that's a great way to start the show. That America, baby. Let's go. Oh, so by the way, I'm just going to say it now for those of you who don't know. You see the flag on in the background. This is an American station for America, for the people of America. That's what this station is. If you don't like that, go find you another one. There's thousands out there. You can go find you one. You can go find you one. We welcome everybody here. Let me just say that. I don't care where you're from or who you are or what your views are. You're welcome here. But if you don't like what we're talking about, then go and find you someplace that those like-minded people are there for you. I'm sure there's plenty of those places out there. Because we're going to talk about what BD loves to talk about. And that's a lot of things. There's really a lot of things that I do love to talk about. And as this show goes on, we're going to get into some of that for sure. We will get into a lot of that. And we looked outside this morning, the weather. My goodness. Here's the thing about the weather, by the way. Went out this morning. It was beautiful. Went to the gym. Trained my clients this morning. Just gorgeous. And I was getting ready to come back. We were talking about the weather and what it was supposed to be like. So I pulled it up this morning so we could talk about it today. And it's completely changed from yesterday. I like yesterday's forecast better than today's. I did. I like yesterday's forecast so much better than today's forecast. Because we're almost going to hit 90 here in Senatobia. It's saying we're actually going to hit 90 where I'm at in Senatobia. Like, I don't like that. There wasn't a 90 on this radar yesterday. But here we are. Now, tomorrow and Wednesday, it's supposed to be a high of 83. Great. But that means thunderstorms are coming in. And that's kind of fine, too, because it's been so dry around here. Because Thursday is going to be a high of 81. Friday, a high of 82. But then we're going to start crawling back into the upper 80s again. I don't like that. Where are those 70, the highs of 70 we had yesterday? That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I'm looking. If I could hibernate during the summer now, I would. Just give me spring and fall. Give me spring and fall weather 24/7. That's what I love. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. I used to love the summertime. Now I can't stand it. It's too hot. This summer was too hot, period. I don't care how much you love the summer. It was too hot this summer. I mean, you can argue with me all you want to. My opinion is it's too hot. Now, maybe it's because I had heat stroke and I can't deal with the sun like I used to. Can't deal with that heat. But it was abnormally hot this summer. It was rough. So I'm glad to see the fall coming. It's just making a slow appearance. I need it to speed up a little bit. Need it to speed up a little bit. So I've already started putting my Halloween decorations out. You can see a couple of them right here on either side of me. Right? You got the thing on one side. You got this zombie right here carrying a lantern on the other side. So I'm ready for the fall. And I got to tell y'all something. My house might be haunted. That's right. You heard me right. My house might be haunted. So I've got these Halloween decorations outside. Just a little jack-o'-lanterns you just stick in the ground. They're just pegged in. There's little cardboard cheap things I got from Temu. Because I thought they were going to be something else, and Temu me. Right? They got me. But they have light-up eyes. Right? You go and you have to flip the switch on to turn them on, but you got light-up eyes on them. So this morning, when I walk outside to leave, I noticed two of the eyes on two of the jack-o'-lanterns are blinking. That's right. Two of the jack-o'-lantern cardboard cutouts are blinking. Like the eyes are flashing. Now, I didn't turn those on. Jen didn't turn those on. I know Ari didn't turn those on in the middle of the night. But here they were bright and early this morning. Just blinking. These lights are just blinking. Now you're going to say, well, sounds like somebody might have snuck in your yard. So you're telling me, and my yard's not well lit anyway, that somebody just happened in the middle of the night, see those, got up to my house, and just decided to flip on the first two and not worry about the rest of them. Okay. Because that switch is pretty hard to see, first of all. Second of all, my early alarm system, my dogs go crazy. They hear the wind blow wrong. They're barking like crazy. None of that happened last night. And I'll tell you this. We left yesterday to go get some groceries. We were gone maybe 20 minutes. Came back, and one of the other jack-o'-lanterns on the opposite end, its eyes were blinking. None of the rest of them were, but the one on the opposite end was. Now, these aren't hooked together. They're all individuals. I don't know. I'm just saying. Something weird is going on. Something weird and something strange is going on with those jack-o'-lanterns. I haven't touched the switches because I was going to save it for October when we got there because I don't know how those batteries work and how well they're going to last. Like I said, it came from Temu, so you never know. But by God, those things were blinking this morning. So I'm just saying, we may have something a little spectacular going on here at this house. It's the haunting season. And it may explain a few things, really. It may explain a few things of what's been going on around here. I don't know. What do y'all think? What do you think? Do you believe in the ghosties? Because as we get into October, I will be playing some ghost stories for you guys during this show. We'll have some little ghost stories going on during this show. That is one of the things I am certainly looking forward to, playing those ghost stories. And we've only got about 7 more days, or 8 days technically, until that starts. And that's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome. I can't help it. I love it. And we'll do the same thing for Christmas too. So I got to thinking about this. And I am curious. And I do want some feedback on this. I was thinking about having, instead of doing our birthday deal, and I'll still do the birthday call outs. But I was thinking about having a prayer chain. You know, you pop in the name of somebody you want to pray for, and we'll do a quick prayer chain for them on the days. You don't have to say what they're going through or anything like that. We'll just do it. So during the show, you leave a name of somebody you want to include in the prayer chain. Or if you want to message me during the day and say, hey, would you include this tomorrow on the prayer chain? We've got somebody going on. We'll do that towards the end of the show when we do our Michael Bates. We play our Michael Bates segment. We'll do that. I think that would be awesome. So if you know somebody or maybe yourself just needs prayers and you want me included in that prayer chain, do that. We'll put it on there. Absolutely, we will. I would love to do that. Absolutely praying for America, Mark. No question. And I think that's the power of prayer is a real thing. And if not for everybody else, for yourself. All right. Instilling that in you is important. Changing your mindset and how you're wired is important. You know, I've never understood why people hate on religion so much. I know there's a whole thing. Religion, wars are fought over religion, and that's a man thing. That's a human thing. But something that is about goodness, about love, why would you hate that? Treating other people with respect and kindness and acceptance. Why would you hate on that? What's to hate in that? There's nothing to hate in that at all. Nothing. But as we know, there will be your outliers who try to find the hate in everything. They will try to find the worst in everything. But for us, for here, for Undefined Voices, this is what we're doing. That's what we'll be doing going forward. So you want those included in the prayer chain, put them in there. And when we do the Michael Bates segment, that's what we're going to do. Every day, we'll make this a habit. And we'll change that narrative. We will change that narrative. Because because I got a topic we're going to talk about here in a little bit. I'll save that for the second half of the show, kind of like we've been doing. So after the 8:30 mark, we'll get into that topic that'll drive the rest of the show. But what's happening in our areas right now? What is going on in our areas right now? A lot, really. I know there's an estate sale Friday and Saturday in Hernando, Mississippi. You might want to check that out. It's only 2 days. There's that going on. There is, I saw it earlier. I hate it when these things move. So at the Senatobia and Oxford markets, the farmers markets, you're going to have seafood. If you love seafood and you're looking for some red shrimp, royal red shrimp, redfish, salmon, and amberjack, they're going to have those. They're going to have those. I believe it's today and tomorrow. So you see these setting up there, you might want to stop in and check them out. That's in Senatobia and Oxford. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind there. Looking for things that are happening around the Senatobia community. Other than that, I don't see it. Still waiting on different things to happen. Let's go to Batesville because they got some stuff going on in Batesville, Mississippi, buddy. They do. Remember, their last market day of the season will be tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's right. Batesville's final market day of the season will be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Wednesday. Check it out. Check it out. That's September 24th. That is tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's your last chance of the season to enjoy market day. All right. And the Batesville Square's got it going on because their fall concert night continues on the 25th with Blue Mother Tupelos coming. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be a lot of fun. Those concerts on the squares are awesome. We were at the one in Hernando last week. This one in Batesville, they always have it going on down there. And what a job Batesville has done on their square. I've mentioned this before, but the job they've done on their square is incredible. I mean, it looks fantastic. They've got this new speaker system up. It sounds fantastic. You can go for your morning walks down there. The shopping, while you're shopping down there at your local stores, at these good community stores. That's what I love to give my money to, these community stores. And if we get an update on Hobby Lobby and Academy Sports down there, and if you know an update down there, I need to know about it. I need to know more about it. When do they open? Because I haven't seen yet when these stores open down there. Like I told you yesterday, I just found out they even existed. So I am anxious to see these stores. I'm ready to go into them because I love both of those stores. And the fact that they're in Batesville, so close to me, and I don't have to go towards Memphis is a blessing. That's a blessing. Also, I got to mention this because I forget about it. And this is the kind of thing we all have. Out of sight, out of mind. Honeybee in Batesville. Oh, my goodness. You want to talk about some good food. Some good food. Now, is it expensive? Oh, yeah. Is it high end? Oh, yeah. But is it delicious? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So go check them out. Go check them out. You got the money for it. Go check them out. Because like I said, it's expensive. But you're also paying that good price for what they got down there. It's awesome. It is awesome. I mean, it's a great thing. So it's cool for what they do, right? So we're not talking about a restaurant. So they go and they freeze your casseroles, your sides, and desserts. So you're not getting just a plate. So when I say they're expensive, you're buying a casserole size dish, right? You need small or large. So if you're needing something for that, like say, I want this Mexican casserole, which sounds good to me, I will probably go get that Mexican casserole. I don't mind paying $20 for this thing because it's a casserole. Chicken Alfredo, same way. They got chicken pot pie, poppy seed chicken. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. But they got it. They got it. And, buddy, I want some of it. I want some of it. And also in baseball, you only got 4 more ticket buying days left for the Shriners big drawing this Saturday. That's right. They got the Wahhabi Shriners 22nd annual sportsman barbecue and giveaway. The tickets are $20 each. However, if you buy 3, you get 2 bonus tickets free. So you can get $100 in tickets for $60. It's a great deal. They do this big pew drawing. You have to be careful what you say on here, but it is an awesome giveaway that they have. And that's going to be, this is the last few days you can get that. Now you can go and you can pay cash. They've got tickets at Baseball Tire and Muffler, or you can Venmo or Cash App Jennifer Swindle Hughes. They have all of this stuff. I will share this on the Undefined Radio page so you can see it. You can go there and do that. But it's such a great thing. I love everything that the Shriners do, the Civitans do, and we're getting close to both of those things and both of those days. As a matter of fact, let me play this for you real quick, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about.
Here comes that.
Hi, folks. Ricky Swindle for Batesville Tire and Muffler on the corner of Highway 6 and Eureka Street. It's that time of year for the Wahhabi Shriners Big 100 Gun Giveaway on Saturday, September 27th. All you need is a ticket, and I have plenty of them at Batesville Tire and Muffler. Shotguns, rifles, pistols, 100 in all, with a winner drawn every 4 minutes. Stop by Batesville Tire and Muffler and get your Shriners 100 Gun raffle ticket today. Folks, I'm a Shriner, and we're having fun and helping kids.
Absolutely. There you go. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. That's always a fun thing. It's always a fun thing. When they're doing their drawings, I always love, because Ricky keeps that updated. Right? He keeps it updated so well. So you're like, all right, and you're waiting, right? Did I win? How many tickets did I buy? Did I win? Stuff like that is fun. Jeff asked, did you smoke a pork butt for 24 hours? I did. I smoked that pork butt for 24 hours. No wrapping. And it was tremendous. Definitely the best one I've ever done. I'm learning this smoking gig, and it's delicious. And I think what I'm going to do this weekend is I'm going to chop up some of that pork butt, and I'm going to scramble me some eggs, get a little black beans maybe, and I'm going to some tortillas, and I'm going to make me some of my own special pork butt tacos this weekend. We're going to try that because it sounds good. Get a little pepper jack cheese going in there, maybe a few green chilies on top of it. Roll all that up together. Dang, that sounds good. Now I'm getting hungry. I'm getting super hungry. I got to stop talking about food this early in the morning. Right, so I'm doing this intermittent fasting thing, so I can't eat until 12 o'clock. So it's a long time between now and 12. But I'm getting myself worked up for it because I think that's going to be delicious. There's a lot of things you can do with this meat, right? There's a lot of different things you can do with it. Matter of fact, I got a bean recipe that I'm going to mix some of this pork in there, chop it up too, pop it in there with those beans, let them sit in a crock pot for a few hours. Let's go. I'm ready for it. Like I said, I love this time of the year anyway. It's hard for me to cook in the summertime. It's rough in the summertime trying to cook, trying to do the smoking and stuff. It is just because it's so hot and I'm uninspired. But in the fall, buddy, inspiration galore. You got the football going on, you got tailgating. You got your teams losing all the time. If they're my teams, that's how my teams roll. But it's still a great season. The fall is the best. I just love it. You had a football game last night, though. The Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens. The Lions are fun to watch. The Detroit Lions are a fun football team to watch play. And let me just say, I love seeing the quarterback that Lamar Jackson has become. I do. Because at first, when he first came into the league, he's a running quarterback, but he really is not a great passer. He has developed into such a good passer. He's got great vision and great feel. He does. that Detroit defense last night that was just on him. They sacked him, 7-8 times last night? I mean, it was wild. And what about Jared Goff's comeback story? And Amon-Ra St. Brown is probably one of the best wide receivers in the league. I love that dude. So while my Cowboys may suck once again, I'm going to watch the Detroit Lions and hope for them. That's my second team I'm pulling for, are the Lions. Because while the Cowboys may just make me take an extra BC or 3 every Sunday, Detroit Lions are fun to watch. The Detroit Lions are fun to watch. I love that. I'm rooting for Detroit. I love their head coach anyway. He actually played for the Cowboys at one point, but I love their head coach. Their head coach is awesome. Lost both coordinators, and here they bring in these coordinators back, and don't miss a step. They're just going. Those players are the truth. Detroit fans, y'all might see something for the first time ever. This Detroit could be something. I'm serious. They had that one loss, and I don't think they were quite ready, but they have turned it up and turned it on. That team, I don't know how you stop them, but they are on it, buddy. They are on it. That's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so we're almost at the 8:30 point, right, on the down point of the hour. And I see this often. And it amazes me that and that there are people like this is funny to me. Like, let's talk about here's a great, all right, I'll say here's a great point. Like, say people in what we would consider leadership positions, right? They're in leadership positions. It is amazing to me how there are so many of these people who are just in it to have their ego stroked, right? It's a pride thing. They're in search of praise. So much so that if you disagree with them at all, if you don't do exactly what they want, they will even shun their better people around them, whether it's advisors, whether it's players, if it's a coach. I mean, it's amazing to me. That is amazing to me. And it happens so much. Like look at coaches. I have seen coaches not put their best players in positions to help their team and their sport win because those players aren't kissing their butt, right? They're not towing the coach's line of, you got to praise me for your success. You can only do the things I tell you to do. Now, when you're a professional athlete, you're hired to do a job. You're paid money to do a job. Right? You try to do it to the best of your ability. You're paid to do it. And the coach is the manager of the team. You're doing that, what they tell you, blah, blah, blah. But most of those coaches, they don't care that you're an individual. They're like, good for you. As long as you're out there trying to win, that's what it should be about. Give me that guy who's out there trying to win. But it's when you get to these lower levels, like you said in high school, is notorious for this. High school is notorious for coaches who just have to be praised. They're searching for praise. They want to be the one known for developing somebody. They don't really care about the athlete. They just care that people are talking about them as the head coach. Like they feel like they need to be known as the head coach. Like, and if you're not out there singing their praises, you can be the best player on that team, and they're not going to push you for that. They would rather bench you because of their own hubris than anything else. This is a real thing. It happens. It's happening now. See it everywhere. See that everywhere. And it just blows my mind that people are this way. Like, how did you grow up so bad that needing this much attention, this much praise? I mean, did daddy not love you enough? Did mama not care for you? Did she not give you an attaboy enough? What creates that mindset of where you're so needy and so attention starved that it really isn't about what's best for the program or the team. It's just best for you and stroking your ego. What is that? Believe me, I am in the most ego-driven sport in the world in professional wrestling. It's all about the individual, at least to the outside world. People don't realize what a team sport it really is. If you're going to make a great production in wrestling, the first match to the last match, y'all have to be good and everybody has to do their thing. Y'all have to do it for the team. So you all have to give your match. It don't matter which match you are, whether you're a champion or you're not a champion, you have to be out there doing it. You're all important to it. And the great promoters understand that. We're not just about saying, oh, look at me. I'm a promoter of wrestling. We see a bunch of those. There's a bunch of those out there. But to see it in a sport like football, baseball, golf, basketball, when you're seeing things like this in volleyball, and there's other sports too. There's plenty of other sports too. You'll see this mentality where if you're not praising your coach 24/7, if he's not getting all of the credit for everything else, then he won't. You could be his best star on that team, and he's not going to put you in a position to win. I've known one where they'll put this kid on the B team because that kid's not out here praising his every move because he don't think that coach walked on water, because the coach didn't walk on water. He just wants to be known as a coach. He wants to be the one known as helping these kids. Well, if you want to be known for that, you know what you have to do? Actually be a coach. How about that? Actually be a leader in whatever it is you're doing. And so that success will come to you. That success will come. Those things you're wanting will come if you do things the right way. If you lead the right way, that success will come. Those kudos will come. Your praise you so desperately need will come. But all doing the other things will just have people leave you. They'll run away from you. They'll laugh about you. They'll make fun of you behind your back while you're out here peacocking around, drinking your brewskis on the side, thinking you're the cock of the walk. As soon as you walk away, everybody's snickering behind your back like that idiot right there. He thinks he's something. And really, they're just laughing at you. And that's hilarious. It is hilarious. Because it's amazing how many times those specific guys will leave thinking, yep, everybody loves me. I'm the best. And all they're doing is laughing at you. So if you're that guy and you hear this, know they're laughing at you. They're not praising you. They'll be like, oh, yeah. They'll nod their heads and like, yeah, I agree with you while you're there. And as soon as you walk off, they're like, this moron. This moron. And I can tell you that from experience because I've said it a number of times. I have. In my long career in wrestling, I've seen it way too many times. And now I only work for people who are there for the product and to make that product the best it can be. Otherwise, I have no desire to work for you. None. If you're just in it to be known as somebody who did a thing, I'm not there. Now, you don't have to be nice to me. You don't have to be some great individual, but at least I know that if I'm working for you and you're there to make that company the best and put it in the best, and you reward, whether you like me or not, the effort that we're putting in to make it work, then we don't have to be the best buddies in the world. I just have to know you're in it for the company, for what we're trying to do here. That's important to me. And as any leader, that should be important to that leader. If not, then what are you doing? What are you doing? other than being a little titty baby prima donna. That's it. And you'd be amazed at some of these schools, even small schools. They may be the worst, right? These small town superhero guys, that superhero complex, walking around with their beer bellies, right? Hadn't run a lap in 38 years, right? One of those guys who goes out there just thinking they are it with the little cargo shorts, little hey dudes. Just that stuff pisses me off. I'm not even going to lie to you. It does. Because your focus needs to be leading by example and showing up for these kids and showing them the right way to be. Even if you disagree with them, you're the adult. You should be showing how this works. You should be leading by example. Now, I'm a petty person sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I will be petty. Because if you do stuff like that to me, I'm going to do the exact opposite of what I probably should do. I will. Each and every time. You want to be that way? Let me show you, buddy. Let me show you how I can be. That's why I'm probably not the best leader to be around. I'm a great teammate, and I got my teammates' backs each and every time, but you do not sit there and act a fool and act stupid and crazy. No, I'll show you all day long why that's a bad idea. Yeah, you'll see it. It's coming. It's coming. Because I can't stand that. I will do anything in the world for you. You treat me right, I will do anything in the world for you. I got your back. I may not even agree with you on some things, but I'm still gonna have your back. But you act a fool, act stupid, do stupid things. Act like you're it. Nuh-uh. Nope. Not gonna do it. Not gonna handle that. Not gonna deal with that at all. At all. And I bring this topic up because it exists. And it's one of those things that goes around, and I don't get the mindset. I just don't get that loser. It's a loser mindset, first of all. It's a self-destructive loser mindset. But there it is. It's there. And what's bad is you'll have people who will agree with everything I said and not realize they're the loser. They'll agree and go, yeah, I hate that too. Dudes you were talking about. You were talking about. So stop it. Stop being that way. Stop being that way. Lead. Be a leader. Show these kids what it means to be a leader. We ain't got to agree on everything. We're human beings. We're individuals. I would not want to be around a bunch of me's. God, no. I couldn't handle it. I'd lose my mind. Like, I like people who are different from me. We can share some things together. Sure, we're going to have some similarities, but we shouldn't be identical. I don't want someone identical to me, right? I want somebody who is just a cool person. I don't care if you're different. I don't care if we see life the same. You treat me good, I'll treat you good, and we can agree to disagree on whatever. But don't be an a-hole. That's all I'm saying. Don't be that person. Don't be that person. No, I wouldn't, Jeff. I wouldn't be entertained by a lot of me's. I would not, because I know me. And I'd be irritated by me if there were a bunch of them. I probably would. I'd probably get irritated by me a lot. But I do. You don't take anything seriously? Yeah, I do. No, you don't. I'd have so many arguments with myself. By the way, I already have a ton of arguments with myself. Y'all just don't get to hear those. All right? I keep those in private. When Jen just went back to work. And for 3 months, she's been off work. She's sitting about 3 or 4 feet away from me. All I hear a lot of times is, what did you say? Because I'm talking to myself. She would think I'm talking to her. Like, she's doing her own thing over there. And she would think I was talking to her. I'm not. I'm talking to me. I'm having a conversation right here. Yeah, out loud, like not even in my head. I'm not having it. We're talking. Like, no, that's not right, dude. What are you doing? And then she's like, at least she finally realized, all right, he's just over there talking to himself. I will have those conversations. I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's what happens. It is absolutely what happens. It definitely is. You know, one of those deals. One of those deals. I'm not ashamed of it. Because I think we all kind of do some stuff like that. Or am I just wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. And you know, I don't know. I was talking to someone yesterday because we had talked about the Charlie Kirk Memorial, and somebody had made mention to me that it's sad. So, you know, overseas they can't talk like we do out in the open. And that's so true. That is so true. Like, look at what's going on in the UK right now. You get arrested for your words. We take so much for granted in this country. It is wild. We don't realize just how good we've got it here. Like, just being able to sit here and talk to you this morning like this, you can't do in some countries. The safety we have in our country, even with all the chaos, still one of the safest countries in the world. I can at least walk outside anytime I want to, get in my vehicle, go to the store, go to the movies, go to a restaurant, do whatever. Yes, is there a chance some maniac might do something crazy? Sure, it's a small chance, but is it possible? Sure. In a lot of these countries, those odds are a lot higher. You don't have near the freedoms. I love America. I love being born and raised American. I love the differences we have as Americans. I love everything about this country. Do we have work to do in this country? Of course. Are we always going to see eye to eye? Never. It's just I love this country. I love to be able to sit here and have conversations with people who are several states removed from me. In this country, you can do things like that. In this country, I have the ability to be a success or failure depending on how much effort I put in. I love this country. In this country, everything that I want to be depends on me. And if I'm a failure and I want to blame it on other people, I have that right too. I love this country. As much as I don't care for people who always play the victim and try to participate in victim Olympics, I love the fact that they're still allowed to have that viewpoint and express it in this country. We get to do that here. The only thing you should never get to do in this country is commit violence on another person. You don't have the right to take away somebody else's right to live. You don't. You don't get that right. You want to take away your own right to live? That's you, buddy. That's you. But you should never have the right to take away somebody else's right to live. You shouldn't. That's not a choice you should get to make. All right? Are there some exceptions? Like the death penalty, that's a huge thing that people want to talk about, whether you agree or disagree with the death penalty. I mean, that is something else you can talk about. I know where I stand on it. I know where I stand on the death penalty. So, but that's me. That's me. But there are so many things out there and so many people out there and things that we can do and so many different points of view that you get to have that in this country. You don't get to have that everywhere else. You don't. These people saying they hate America. You don't get to just go in other countries. Dude, they will unalive you for thoughts like that. Here, we're going, well, that's dumb. But if you hate it, okay. I mean, but these are also people who don't experience life in other countries, right? From some of the immigrants who come in the right way, who are trying to escape oppression. who love being allowed in this country. Now, does our bureaucracy need to be changed when it comes to immigration? Absolutely. I've had a friend who went through it with his wife for years, trying to get her legalized for years. I'm talking about over a decade and a half. And every time it came close to happening, they was like, oh, we just missed the deadline date, so now you have to pay all that money again. It was an extortion racket. The bureaucracy needs to change. And these people need to stop being taken advantage of who are trying to come in the right way. But you're going to have deal holes again in all these. You gotta weed those people out. You gotta overhaul the bureaucracy of it. Make it so that people are coming in, doing what they gotta do, crossing all the I's, dotting all the T's. Get those people in here because they're the ones who are going to be productive because they want to be here. And they're coming in the right way. Let's do that. Let's do that. So everybody was praising Jimmy Kimmel got his show canceled. Then he got brought back yesterday. However, Sinclair, who owns like 23 ABC affiliates, I think, said no, I'm not putting him back on the air. Some of you other affiliates can do that if you want to, but Sinclair said, "Nuh-uh, I'm not doing it. I am not doing it." And I want to be sure I get this right because I don't want to be wrong on it, especially when I'm saying some of this. Yeah. So Sinclair and Nexstar, when they did this whole thing with Kimmel, right? When they took action against it, when Disney took action against it, the Sinclair Broadcast Group said they're going to preempt the Jimmy Kimmel Live when it returns. It's supposed to return tonight, but they, across their affiliates, are not going to broadcast it. They have 30 ABC affiliates, 30 in these markets, in these big markets, and they're not going to play it. They don't care about ABC's plans for it. They're saying we have it in these markets and it's not going to be played here. We will preempt that show. Because Kimmel is he's just not funny. I remember when he used to be funny before he became the figurehead for the radical left. Late night used to be fun. Bring back Johnny Carson. God, that's what I miss. I miss Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson used to be awesome. At the beginning of the show today, I said I want to start doing a thing. If you got somebody in mind who needs your prayers, drop their name in the comments. And right before we play In View of Eternity going forward, I'll drop their names off. We'll have that prayer chain right then. Well, it's funny thing about Roseanne, Jimmy Kimmel was all for Roseanne getting canceled. All for Roseanne getting canceled. All for Gina getting canceled. And when it happened to him, all of a sudden, it's a problem. So not a problem when those people get canceled. But for Jimmy, it's a problem. It ain't a problem. It's karma, baby. It's karma. I want to play this. I think this fits. Prayers to America and to the rest of you guys. But I want to play this real quick for Michael Bates. This is one I really like that he does. Take a listen. Let me know what you guys think. This one is called Truth.
Hey, good morning to you, everyone. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you so much for listening to our program this morning. We've been studying from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, a very important chapter in Scripture that really breaks down what does it mean to love. And we've looked at this for a couple of weeks now, taking it just one phrase at a time. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is unselfish. Does not keep a record of wrongs and such. And so we're down to verse number 7, where we learned on our last program that love does not rejoice in iniquity or unrighteousness, but rejoices in the truth. So there is a negative stated, what love doesn't do. It does not rejoice in sin and wrongdoing, because love is to be pure as God is pure. But instead, love rejoices in the truth. You'll find that contrast is used more than a time or two in Scripture, Romans 2, I think, and maybe 2 Thessalonians 2 as well, where there are some who choose unrighteousness instead of obeying the truth. When we are individuals of love, truth should be something that we are very, very much in favor of. It begins with understanding and knowing God's truth. His word is truth, John 17 and verse 17, which should cause us to want to know God's truth and live in God's truth. Another part of that, too, is that you and I be truthful and honest individuals. Love would never seek to deceive, whether it was by false teaching of the gospel or even in our daily affairs and interactions with others. We certainly wouldn't want to be those who are dishonest and misleading and flat out liars, because we know how God feels about that too. But in particular, there's a contrast here between unrighteousness and really truth, that is walking in truth. And what love does is that it does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but it does, in fact, rejoice in the truth. Thank you so much for listening today. I'm Michael Bates.
How about I turn on the audio? Michael Bates, everybody. Great job for Michael Bates. Sorry about that. Wow, I messed that up. I was on a roll too. But it is what it is. He must be high on the Illuminati. There's so much going on there. It's just money. It comes down to money and status. And Jimmy Kimmel is like one of those people I just talked about, right? We're talking about from a leadership position. We're talking about how a leader leads. He isn't. He's one of those guys that just is so starved for praise and attention by his peers in Hollywood and for the people who are giving him money behind the scenes that he will say and do anything. And he's so unrelatable as a human being. If it wasn't for his lies, that's the worst part. I don't care if you disagree with policy. Don't care if you disagree with certain points of view, but don't lie. Just don't lie. How about not be a trash human being? Just don't lie. We can disagree on lots of things, but don't lie and make up stuff and run people down. And how stupid do you have to be a business to alienate more than half of your potential viewing audience? How incredibly ignorant do you have to be as a business person to do that? And yet, we still have plenty of those. I used to work for some of the people like that. I used to have terrible bosses, terrible leaders who were just all about themselves. And me, being the person I am, buddy, I wasn't standing for it. I had a district manager who hated my guts because she would try to throw me under the bus to our regional all the time. And I guess she's used to managers who wouldn't stick up for themselves. Boy, she came across the wrong one. I embarrassed her so many times because I just tell the truth. And you can't argue with the truth. It's just right there. It's right there in your face. And all they can do then is just be red-faced and walk away. Worst job I ever had in my life, worst managing job I ever had in my life, worst mistake from a business standpoint in my life was working for Dollar General. Absolutely, hands down. I left one of the great companies I ever worked for in AutoZone, which was a tremendous company to work for when I worked for them. I don't know how it is now, but I know how it was when I worked for them. I loved it. I loved Dollar General. Lowe's, too, for that matter. I used to love working for Lowe's. But when I went to work for Dollar General, They told me all the good stuff when they recruited me. Told me all the good stuff. We'll make you this, we'll make you district, and then regional. You'll be able to step right through with your track record. Awesome. And it's what I wanted to hear. But boy, in practice, it was completely the opposite. They went through 5 district managers in my short time with Dollar General. 5. In my whole time with AutoZone, I always had the same district manager. It was tough getting a district manager job with AutoZone. People didn't want to leave that job. The turnover was nothing. My employees at AutoZone, I never turned over employees. I had 1 employee turnover my whole time managing AutoZone. 1. At Dollar General, it was every day. It was poorly run, poorly managed at all levels. At all levels. It was awful. It was. I don't know if they've changed or not, but I know when I worked for it was awful. Awful. And look, here's the thing. They don't care. They didn't care back then because they're just turning over people. They didn't care if the stores were trash. How many of you have walked into a Dollar General store and the aisles are just full of stuff? Full of stuff. There's reasons for that. There's so many reasons for that. Now, they'll just try to put it off on bad workers. No, it's bad leadership. All right, bad handling of your services from shipping all the way through the store level and on up. But nobody wants to take blame for that. Nobody wants to say, you know what, we've got to change something here. We need employee retention. We need this to be a place people want to come shop at and not as a last resort or because we're putting these Dollar Generals out in the boonies where no people are at. And that's how they make money. The ones in the big cities don't make near as much as the ones out in these small communities do. Well, there's no stores. They can just run around the corner out there and get it. But people will not accept responsibility. And that to me is the biggest thing in our country right now, accepting responsibility for what we do. People ask me why I'm pro-life, and there's a lot of reasons, but one of the big reasons is about responsibility, about being responsible for your actions and your choices. Always. All right? No one makes you have sex. You choose to do it. No one makes you drink. You choose to do it. No one makes you steal. You choose to do it. You make the choices for you to do the things that you do. Nobody forces you to do that. Sometimes the consequences for not doing it are going to be rough, but that's still your choice to make. And you choose that. You choose that. Guys, I appreciate you tuning in today for this edition of Undefined Voices right here on Undefined Radio, the only morning talk show where you interact with our audience the whole show. You got comments, you got choices. You got comments you want to make, you got questions you want to put forth, you got topics you want to talk about. We'll do it. All you got to do is comment down below. You want to be a part of the show, DM me, we'll make it happen. You want to be part of that prayer chain that we do right before our Michael Bates segment, drop a name off of somebody who you think needs prayers. You don't have to go into detail about what's wrong with them. And we'll just add it to the list. And we'll do this every morning at 8. And we're going to play Michael's segment at 8:50 at every morning, right here Central Time anyway. So I thank y'all so much for tuning in to yet another edition. This show is getting more playtime than I couldn't believe. It's awesome how quickly this show has taken off, especially through our Undefined Radio app, where you can listen anywhere you want to listen from. It's incredible. Couldn't do that without you guys and gals out there. So I appreciate it. We'll be back live tomorrow morning on Hump Day, talking about something new, seeing what else has happened over the last 24 hours, and talking about your day and your community. If you got something going on in your community you want to share, this is the place to do it. Until next time, folks, it's BD, and I'll see y'all soon.
I don't want to tell them what a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking.
Shut up, boo. There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
You can't handle the truth. It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You lose. Good day, sir.